Hey, welcome to our conversation. Today, I want to discuss with you how you guys can take advantage of AI, improve your ability to converse. Okay, how can you do it? I believe most of you guys have the ChatGPT subscription. You know, ChatGPT has got this facility. Hello, can you hear me? Wherein you can talk to ChatGPT. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Sounds like you're talking about the ChatGPT voice feature. Absolutely. You can just chat with me like we're doing right now. Let me know if there's anything specific you need.
Yeah, I think we can kind of do a practice wherein I want you to be moderator, a podcast moderator, and I'm being a public speaking expert. You're going to host me and ask questions, and I will answer those questions adequately.
Absolutely. Let's do that. I'll jump into my podcast moderator role. So welcome to our podcast on public speaking. I'm here with Dharam, our public speaking expert. And Dharam, let me start with a quick question for you. What's the single most important piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting out in public speaking?
Yeah, the first thing, which is most important advice from me to the people who are starting their career in public speaking, is that, hey, don't expect miracles to happen. This is a learned skill and it takes many years. And even though you might be good, to be a great, it's really time taking. So have a lot of patience and be humble.
That's a fantastic piece of advice, Dharam. So for all our listeners out there, remember it's all about patience and staying humble as you grow those skills. It's not an overnight journey, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, you keep asking questions and I will try to do my best answering them.
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling then. So here's another one for you. When someone is trying to overcome stage fear, what's a practical technique or a small exercise you recommend to help them build confidence?
Yes, stage fear is something, it's a genuine thing we all face. We didn't have previous experience of addressing this larger audience. So once you go through few attempts, in the sense you appear on the stage for your time, things will start subduing, that anxiety will subdue. Of course, if you're appearing first time, my advice would be just have a lower expectation from yourself. Because generally, like, we have a very high expectation from ourselves, our performance, that puts us in anxiety. Another is, of course, there's a genuine fear of facing people. For that, you can overcome by visualizing yourself. You're not meeting somebody who are your critiques or enemies, but you're meeting your friends and colleagues, wherein you would love to share your thoughts and they're humbly waiting to listen to you. So if you build this visualization in your frame of mind, that might ease your anxiety.
That's a really thoughtful approach, and I think a lot of people will appreciate that advice. So essentially, it's about managing your own expectations and visualizing the audience as friendly and supportive, which naturally helps ease that anxiety. Great insights, Dharam. We'll keep going with a few more questions, but that's a wonderful tip for everyone listening in.
Sure. You can ask me a following question.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the next one. So, Dharam, a lot of people wonder how they can make their speeches more engaging. What's one technique or one approach you recommend to really keep an audience hooked throughout a speech?
Yeah, if you want to make your speech engaging, there are several aspects needs to come together. We all heard this perfect storm. So you need several aspects coming together in a certain wavelength to this happen. Just make it a little easy. I'm going to give 3 parameters. Make sure that all 3 parameters are working perfectly. One is your content supposed to be customized to the audience. Make sure that, because otherwise you lose your audience. The second is your voice modulation is important, because people are engaged with you if you have a good voice modulation, if you emote feelings. And the third thing is that you should put additional effort to engage with the audience. I know sometimes you won't get an engaging audience, but that does not stop you. You should take a first step and you should be more interactive, participating with your audience, because it's your responsibility as a speaker to keep everybody on the board, pepped up and think about what you're saying. So responsibility is solely upon you, not on the audience, because I see a good number of people crib saying that, hey, audience weren't cooperating, this and that. But remember, you cannot complain about audience because as a speaker, it's my responsibility, not audience responsibility. Remember that.
Absolutely. That's a really strong point. So just to sum up for everyone listening, make sure you tailor your content to who you're speaking to, use that voice modulation to keep things lively, and really take the lead on audience engagement. It's on you as the speaker to bring them on board and keep them interested. Great advice, Dharam. Let's keep going with a few more questions as we roll on.
Yeah, I think you'll ask one more question. After that, we'll wrap it up. We're on a 10-minute podcast duration.
Sounds like a plan. All right. For our final question then, if there's just one mindset shift every aspiring public speaker to adopt, what would that be? Then we'll wrap up from there.
Yeah, a simple mindset. It sounds simple, but it needs to be practiced and inculcated. You're on the stage to serve the audience. Okay, that mindset is important. A lot of people use the stage to brag how talented they are, how intelligent they are. So they use stage to prove others are dumb. That's a wrong approach. You should use your public speaking opportunities and stage to serve audience, elevate their knowledge, and help them, make them confident. So if you develop this mindset, I don't believe that people won't enjoy your talk because people are always happy to interact with somebody who are there to elevate their mood and their ability, their capacity, make them more capable. So you should become that. You should become stepping stone for the audience.
Absolutely. That's such a powerful mindset shift. So for everyone listening, just remember, you're there to serve the audience, to lift them up, and to share something valuable with them. If you approach it that way, it changes the whole dynamic. Thanks so much, Dharam, for all these insights. I think that's a perfect note to wrap up on.
Yeah, thank you for conducting this wonderful session. And I'm happy that my tips and advices are going to help public speakers and who wants to pursue their career in public speaking.
You're absolutely welcome. It was my pleasure to help guide the conversation. I think your advice is definitely going to be really valuable for anyone tuning in who wants to improve their public speaking. So thanks again, and I'm glad we could do this.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
You're welcome. Thanks for the chat, and take care as well.